And maybe that's something we could touch on about wearing mokos. People come up and they go, oh, can I take a photo? And, you know, you touched on appropriation and about the moko being on tea towels, you know, and those are real fears that our old people had. A lot of layering behind that, but maybe we could talk about, have you had any instance where you've gone, oh no?
Yeah, so since having my moko, I still have a drink.
Yeah.
Quite regularly. Yeah. Because there's no tapu on it either. Well, you know, that's from our pa, that's where I got it, so I'm going to stick with their
live with it.
ways, yep. But I have had people that's actually come up to try and touch it, and I'm like, sorry, like, no, I don't want you to touch it. You can look at it, you know, I have a photo with you, but please don't touch my moko. Yeah.
Interesting. What about you, Nan?
No, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with my moko, like, and I think for myself, is that I'm confident.
Right.
And if you're confident, then you trust. And when you trust, nothing happens. So it becomes a personal thing with those families from overseas, like they were English and they were Swedish and they were the Inuits, Canada and things like that. And I was okay with that. But again, like, you needed to be confident in yourself, confident in who you are and what your moko depicts, and then there aren't any issues. If there are, they're only made up here, and by listening to other people, they make the things that you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that and you shouldn't do the other thing. It's your moko, you own it, it depicts you, you're confident, so you're fine.
Yeah, and saying that too for myself, since having my moko done, like, I was already quite confident, you know, led my own path, you know, made my own way. But it's made me so much stronger, like, and I felt though it shielded me from things before. So, you know, things could happen in my life where I'd probably blow up, you know, but it kind of calmed me down a hell of a lot. Really.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that, Casey.
Yeah. And you know, and I've gained strength from it. I don't know, I just think it every time I have something, I'm just like, oh, thank you.
And people have actually made comments about that to me, you know, because I haven't been so confident in the past, but since I've got my kauai, my confidence is soaring. I can see non-Māoris looking at me, and they may look at me, you know, thinking, not with disgust, I wouldn't think, but, you know, sideways, and it just makes me put my head up higher, and I'm just so proud to be, you know, nō kuti whiwhi, you know, to be a wearer of this taonga. It's totally, it has, it's changed my life. I truly believe that.
What about you, Bo? What's your experience in that space? You know, because you're a designer and a maker, and so you're actively making new works, and, you know, whether it's on the paper and
so I think like you, I know people don't want to take photos, but for me, so I sort of need the photos to get the advertising type thing.
So, you know, there's
marketing.
But like a marketing sort of thing. So but I always ask them, is it okay if I use your photo to, you know, chuck on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and then but I got to find but put my logo on it so no one else can steal it, and put like a copyright sort of thing on it. So like you fellas don't like the photos, but I do, because I need it and stuff. But I think just recently I haven't like put any photos of my mahi up, just because of that, because you know, a lot of people out there like taking photos and then putting them onto, or like I think one time where one fella took a couple of my photos and he put it on his page, and then which caused a big uproar, not just myself, but the other artists as well. Yeah. And so and I think he was claiming that he had done all that mahi and stuff. So but ever since then, like, I'm quite wary of like what I post up and stuff. Yeah.
There's going to be repercussions though, of people doing that though, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like for me, like if Rangi needed to take a photo for his, Paiana. I think my experience is really when I've like travelled to Thailand, for instance, and there's a lot of, you know, really renegade tattoo parlours that do these designs, you know, these Polynesian designs, and I notice that when I walk, you know, they take photos, and I get a bit nervous about that because, well, it's like the pattern and the design is much more deeper than the surface, and you know, so sometimes I get a bit angry. Hey, what are you doing? Because I think there's a misconception around, you know, it's just a pattern. You know, it's just a decorative piece of art form that can be done on a carpet, that could be done on tea towels, or, you know, those
chocolate
kinds.
boxes.
Yeah. And I think in a time where the world and social media is so rapid, what part of that do we keep for ourselves? What part of that do we... And I think I think what I heard was, you know, is being true to yourself. You know what it's for.
The world that we've got in now, like, is always competing against the next one, or trying to compete against the next one. And you should always be the best that you can for yourself, eh?
Yep.
I think that's the most important thing.